we are going to explain about the project titled Political and Economic Patterns in COVID-19 News from Lockdown to Vaccination. The role of news coverage is crucial in documenting the significant events and reflecting the both local and global viewpoints. The widespread coverage of the COVID-19 pandemic by the global and the local media underscores the importance of comprehensively understanding its multidimensional and spatio-temporal aspects. Our approach involves leveraging the variation of prominent natural language processing techniques like topic modeling and sentiment analysis to unravel the pandemic evolving news coverage. Our focus is on discerning how the discussions transformed across the time frame and the major newspapers from the Europe, Asia, and North America, spanning the 9 diverse countries. By applying the spatio-temporal TMISA, we seek to reveal the device interpretation and the dimensions attributed to the pandemic by different news outlets. This insight holds the potential to guide the governmental communication strategy through a better grasp of public perception. The objective is to dissect the COVID-19 news coverage originating from the diverse global region, facilitating an understanding of reporting the disparities. This study seeks to delve into the how media outlets portrayed the pandemic, offering a comparative analysis spanning the country with distinct political and economic background. The application of the topic modeling and the sentiment analysis uncover the variation in the news portrayal across the newspaper with the varying political stances and the economic landscape. The novelty of this research stems through the scrutiny of COVID-19 news, particularly in deciphering the aspects highlighted by the newspapers within the differing economies and the political affiliations. By bridging the gap between the information dissemination and the regional context, this analysis contributes to more nuanced comprehension of pandemic reporting dynamics. And these are the basic requirements that are needed to build this project. The software requirements are Python IDEL with version of 3.7, Anaconda with version of 3.7, or Jupyter Notebook. Hardware requirements are operating system as Windows, processor of minimum Intel i3 and above, RAM of minimum 4 GB and above, hard disk of minimum 250 GB and above. And these are the steps we need to discuss to about the flow of the project. And the first one is importing the package. In this step, essential libraries and packages for this project are imported. This includes the numpys and pandas for the data manipulation, Seabird and matplotlib for visualization, and NLTK transformers for the natural language processing, and the TensorFlow and Keras for the machine learning framework. And the next one is exploring the dataset. This stage involves loading and exploring the dataset containing the COVID-19 news data. Exploratory data analysis techniques are applied to understand the structure, content, and the characteristics of the dataset. And the next one is visualization using the Seaborn and the Matplotlib. Data visualization tools like Seaborn and the Matplotlib are employed to create the informative visual representation of the dataset. These visuals could include the plot depicting the trend, pattern, and the distribution, and the COVID-19 news data. And the next step is data processing. Data processing techniques are implemented to clean and organize the dataset. This involves handling the missing data, removing the irrelevant information, and transforming the data into the suitable format for the further analysis. And the next step is tokenization. Tokenization involves breaking down the test data into the individual words or the tokens. And the next step is feature selection. Feature selection methods are used to determine which attributes like of words and phrases are most relevant for this analysis. This step helps in reducing the noise and focusing on the most impactful components. And the next one is building the model. Here the various models are built for the analysis, and the first one is MAPA birth base. Here the model utilizes the multi-aspect political and economic approach enhanced by the birth-based transformer model. It aims to delve into the intricate web of political and economic patterns within the COVID-19 news data. By incorporating the bird-based contextual understanding, this model provides a non-set analysis spanning the lockdown to the vaccination phase of the pandemic, shedding light on the shifting dynamic. And the next one is LSTM. It stands for Long Short Term Memory as a model adopted for the sequence analysis, uncovering the temporal trend in the COVID 19 news data. It captures the sequential dependency, thereby allowing the exploration of how political and economical narratives evolved over the time, reflecting the changes in the societal context. And the next one is LSTM plus GRU. It combines the LSTM with GRU. This hybrid model enhances the ability to capture the complex sequential pattern by employing the strength of both the architecture. It delves into the deeper into the COVID-19 news data to reveal the subtle interactions between the political and economic dimensions. And the last one is LSTM with chi-square. This variant augments the LSTM with chi-square feature selection, narrowing the focus of the most influential factor. This amalgamation enables a more targeted investigation, pinpointing the key drivers of the political and the economic pattern throughout the pandemic. And the next step is user gives the input. Here we build as class as a web interface where the user provide the input, which be the time frame of the specific keyword as a message to analyze within the COVID-19 news data. And the next one is the given input is translated and the pre-processed. The user input data is translated and pre-processed to match the format expected by the model. And the next one is trained model is used for the prediction. The pre-processed input data is fed into the trained model for the analysis depending on the input and the model. This improves involving of the trend in prediction, sentiment analysis too. And the last one is displaying the final outcome. The outcome of the analysis is presented to the user as a final result. This includes the insight, the political and economic pattern of the COVID-19 news data with the help of Flask as a web framework. And the execution of the project, to execute the project first we need to open this code folder. And this is the code folder containing of various files within it. The static folder containing of the CSS, JavaScript, font, images within it, and template folder containing of the HTML documents, a type of notebook, result, sign-in, sign-up pages within it, and APIs and py file which likely contain the information related to the front-end logic. It includes the code written in Python that handle the server-side operation such as processing the user request, interacting with the database, and generating the dynamic content that to be rendered in the HTML template. And the notebook is an IPYNB file which contains the combination of code, graph, and output all in one place. It allows the user to write and execute the code in the individual cell, making it a popular choice for the data science. And the signup.db is a file appear to be the database file used to store the user information. And for the execution of the project, first we need to copy this code folder path and then open the Anaconda prompt. Here we need to write a command cd space and paste this code folder path. By this, it will change the current directory to the code folder path and then click on the enter button. Here we need to write a command that is python space app.py. By using this command, it will execute the Python script and perform the runtime check for any syntax errors or logical issues. And then click on the enter button. After running this app.py file, the class framework will host the application locally at the default address like this. We need to copy this address and paste it on any of the web browser of our choice. I'm pasting this link and then click on the enter button. Here it redirected to this page containing of some info and the title of the project. And then click on the sign up button. Here it redirected to the sign up page containing of the username, some details that need to be filled to create an account. But my account is already created. That's why I'm clicking on the sign in button. Here it will redirect to the sign in page containing of the username and password. And we need to fill those details and then click on the sign in button. Here it redirected to this page containing of the dialog box where we need to enter the news. And I'm entering the news as a message. Hyderabad Police celebrates toddler's birthday as her parents are in US. And then click on the predict button. Here I predicted the result as of the sentiment test is negative, and it contains the most depended upon of these type of words that are present in this message. And then click on the home button. Here it will redirect back to this page and we can enter the other message too. And I'm entering the other message as Swiggy delivery executive test positive. For corona virus in Chennai. And then click on the predict button. Here I predicted the result as of the sentiment is positive. And in conclusion, the political alignment of the newspaper and the economic condition of the country influence the news spreading. The study found that the left-wing newspapers report on rising questions and the future-oriented, while right-wing newspapers report on conspiracies and misinformation as well as protests and rallies. Liberal newspapers report on worldwide challenges such as lockdown and the face mask. This study also found that newspapers report on the national economic situations more than on the global economic situations. The sentiment analysis showed that the news published by European and the North American newspapers depict more or less on the same sentiments, whereas the Asian newspapers.
Thank you for watching video. For more projects please visit our website www.trueprojects.in. For updates on latest project videos, please visit True Projects YouTube channel and subscribe.